Now, Chevrolet Task Force trucks are champs of every weight class.
UGVW leads the way. UGVW Chevrolet. UGVW's up to stay with Chevrolet, the champion of them all.
Little piece of Maine State DOT history here. 1957 Chevrolet 6100 dump truck. This was originally chrome underneath, but they painted over it.
There's a tin on the door there, just a drip edge. He got the last miles out of the truck.
Drip rail patching the door. He was a pretty frugal gentleman.
Probably tell you all about him right here.
Maine's transportation history, donated by the family of Bernard Powers. This patrol truck was owned and operated by Bernard Powers of Newry. Bernard used the truck to plow snow and maintain Route 26 through Grafton Notch for 36 years until August of 1994. This is the last privately owned and operated patrol truck rented by the Maine Department of Transportation. Bernard came to work for the State Highway Commission on May 14th, 1934, and patrolled the highways until November 1994. He was recognized by both the governor and the commissioner of the Department of Transportation for his 60 years of dedicated service. Underneath it, they have little jacks to keep the tires up off the ground so that they don't get flat spots or rot out, just to keep the air moving underneath. That light in the middle says stop on it, which is kind of neat. That's a vintage piece. I have one of those lenses. Last time she was on the road was 1980. It's got a 1974 plate, but you can see the February 80 sticker there. Door in the back of the dump body here. I'm assuming this was for sand to come out, to sand the road. I don't know exactly how he had that set up. Maybe he'd picked the dump body up a little bit in the air and just had this little door a little bit open. It's not four-wheel drive. I'm assuming he probably had chains for it, for the tires. Little highway patrol sign on top. And it's outfitted with the little flashing lights on top of the mirrors. The frame was probably bright orange at one time, and it's kind of faded to a peach color. Kind of looks like a military service truck the way that he's painted it up. It's probably coated the frame. It's been painted black, I believe. I mean, it probably was black when it was new, but I'm sure he painted it to pass inspection and stuff. This truck was definitely used. That right there is a patch. It's the same thing on this side. It's got that kind of panel that's riveted right there. You can open the door. I think these old Chevys, the interior was painted that kind of grayish.
Used to be dark green is what I remember.
If you look at the door jamb here, you can see it is quite a bit darker than the outside. And you can see this is the gas cap. Right around the gas cap here, it's pretty dark. It's been brush painted. You can see the streaks right there. I was told that when he had this truck on the road, if anybody was riding with him, they had to be wearing a jacket because he was too frugal to run the heater. Oh, look at that. They have the old wood sign. Probably was worn out, so they replaced it. Somebody made a sign for it. I mustered the courage up and pulled myself up into this thing. It was a bit of hard work because it's a little high for a short guy. That's an old school hour meter, so he would turn that on when he'd start working. Maybe a little before he started working, you never know. And then that would keep track of how many hours he had. so they could pay him according. Got a little key in it, so he'd have to put the key in and turn it on. The hour meter kind of blocks the mile per hour gauge, so this is a old school RPM gauge. I'm assuming that was probably added. He probably put that on. Old school Hobbs hour meter. My truck has that in it. Chelsea. I don't know what that is. One of you guys can tell me that. It's got the old school Chevy bow tie. The plow. The control for the plow going up and down, I would imagine. I don't know for sure. And that's about it. You can see what the driver's view looked like. Still has the original Chevrolet horn button. That's kind of cool. He probably often had a passenger in here to operate the blade. This here would swing out and to hook a wing on, or what we would call a wing, and that's a plow blade that goes on the side of the truck to kind of widen the road out. They usually call it a wing blade. Oh, there's the heater control right there. I can see it now. Got some rust and leaves and things in the glove box. Lost the lens for his dome light, but the bulb is still there. Oh, and look at that. There's his radio. Oh, hey, check this out. This was probably added after. You look really close. That's an International Harvester radio, looks like. See the little IH down in the bottom? It's got the wire that comes across here. I think that was probably added afterwards. Oh, and there's the dome light, I think, on the dash there. So that's supposed to be on there, but I think that's what that is. Anyway, I gotta see if I can get myself down out of this truck now. I got myself up in it, and that's the easy part. Oh boy. I'm a little short guy.
Anything less than Chevrolet is an old-fashioned truck.
Trucks, new Chevrolet trucks. New Chevrolet Task Force trucks. New Chevrolet Task Force trucks for 56.
See them at the greatest truck stop in the world, your Chevrolet dealers.